in a lot of ways, we saw the best and worst in a lot of the players and the team overall. What do you think changed it in that last quarter?
Oh, hard to really say. I thought, I thought we were playing okay for the first three quarters. I thought the numbers sort of suggested we were probably winning our share. We weren't as efficient with the ball use going forward, and couldn't really get it on the board. And then, to the players' credit, at three-quarter time, we sort of said, well, it's the licence here, let's go. And they found another gear. And, the last quarter was probably one of our better quarters for the year, to be honest.
Yeah, because your efficiency towards goal, wasn't very good. And then all of a sudden you seem to get that confidence. And
it
all happened. Has that been the key for you the last 4 weeks, the confidence?
Well, I think that was, you could sort of see that a little bit in the first three quarters. We were working really hard, but we weren't getting return for that effort. And the last quarter we did. So hopefully that's a sort of a stimulus for us for the rest of the season. That's sort of footy we know we're capable of playing. So it's a great reminder to all of us, players and coaches of what we can do. And so that's hopefully that adds to our belief.
Given everything that's happened recently, obviously losing 4 straight, the injuries, everything else, that was sort of spoken about last weekend. How big is this win tonight?
It's a big win for us. We as I said during the week, the bye came at a really good time. Gave us a chance to take stock, have a look at some things in terms of how we're playing, have a look in terms of how we're coaching and those sorts of things. And we got buy-in from everyone at all levels of the club, and really importantly, we're able to now go put that behind us and focus on what we can now control, which is the rest of the year. And as I said, to the players' credit tonight, they came with a great attitude. I thought they brought outstanding effort from early in the game. Didn't get return, and then the last quarter they found another gear, and that's exciting for them.
What was discussed at three-quarter time? Obviously, Texas kicked that goal just before, so it gave you guys a bit of momentum there. What was sort of the main message you wanted to?
The main message was we were at that stage. I think we were nearly 20 points down, and it was the game was there to be won. It wasn't going to be won if we just sat back and tried to just work our way through. It was almost we take the game on, and so they were given complete licence to to play with the attacking flair that we know we're capable of, and that's easy to say. It's easy to message, and I'm sure coaches do it all the time, but it's to their ability and their desire to then go, this is the level they want to go to, and their contest work and the speed which they moved the ball in the last quarter was outstanding, and that gave us the field position and the score.
The way Tex played that last quarter, and that's a real captain's performance.
Yeah, and that's what at times we've been missing at times with some of our key players out. So it wasn't just Tex who was outstanding tonight, but I thought Rory Sloane's last quarter, from just a pure effort viewpoint, his numbers don't suggest that he had a massive impact on the game, but he had a big impact on the game in other areas, which sometimes the stats don't quite measure. So guys like that, and I thought Sauce on the ruck as well. There were a number of guys and we've always said we play our best footy when we get a really even contribution, and we got that again tonight, and guys played their role really strongly, and that allows you to get that result.
How did you assess Rory's game tonight? Did you have to sort of manage his minutes given the amount of time he's been off for?
Well, we were mindful of not overloading him, and so he spent a bit of time mid, a bit of time forward as well. So, he's pulled up well, which is great. And it was more just about getting back out there and making sure that he could get through the game and do what he does. So, he was good.
And after Tex kicked those 3, Tom Doty had a nice little cameo, that tackle on Brendan Archie and his first career goal as well. So, good reward for him.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, and they're those moments in games which is, for a young guy to kick his first goal at AFL footy and his teammates to get around him, you could just sort of see and feel the energy. It probably came at a perfect timing. I don't know whether that put us in front or got us almost back level with them, but the boys obviously fed off that, and that's what playing footy's about.
Yeah, when you compare the first 3 quarters and the last, the first 3, sort of no regulation goals, they're all sort of opportunistic goals.
Yep.
In the last, you are getting the lead up, the kick, the mark and the goal.
Yep.
What's the difference between those two?
Well, I think that's just the nature of how we probably moved the ball. I mean, early on, and that's credit to West Coast as well. Like we've got a side that's sitting second on the ladder for a reason, and they've won 10 in a row. So we knew it was always going to be difficult to necessarily do that, but I guess we were able to get some more fluency about how we moved it, and that created other opportunities. And forwards are always going to be, they're going to be takers of the game in terms of what the ball use provides as well as anything else. And then they started coming into their own in terms of some of their contested marking and their lead-ups and things. So, it was good reward for their effort.
In a way, do you feel that the players, just thought to themselves at three-quarter time that they're sick of all the stuff that's been going on, sick of, losing 4 games in a row and just took it upon themselves? Is it? Well, that's just a reaction.
Yeah, I don't know. You'd have to ask the players, to be honest. I think the other thing, which I would also mention, is I thought the crowd, the members and the fans who came along tonight, I think they've come along in search of seeing some good positive footy and obviously getting behind the team, which is fantastic. And the noise in the last, you could hear it even inside the box. The noise that they were making when we kicked the first three of the last quarter, is great for the players, and hopefully it's great for the fans and the members who came along, because that's the level of support you want here at a home ground to really get that advantage, and the fact they got right behind the group tonight was outstanding.
You mentioned Tom Doty before. Do you think that because of the season that you've had, do you think that his performances week by week, even in the losing games, has perhaps been overpassed a lot because everyone's been focusing on the negatives of the team and not his performances?
Yeah, and that's right. He's played every game this year. As a first-year player come in, and he's as a guy that's now played 14 games. He's learning every week, and he's continuing to show some great growth, along with a lot of other guys as well. So often you're right in terms of the reporting on it. Sometimes can see that it's all doom and gloom, but through this we're going to get some guys like Tom Doty who are going to prove that they can play at the level. I thought young Gallucci and Paholke showed some signs again tonight that at times they were able to influence the game and just do their bit to help us keep going. So they're all positives.
Is it about just riding this momentum now into Friday night's big game against Richmond?
Well, it's about assess the group. We'll obviously come do our review. We'll assess the guys in terms of how they pull up. It looks like at this stage the only injury of significance we might have is Dave McKay with those ribs. So we'll get those looked at and scanned and let people know exactly what goes on there, and then recover and prepare for another big game on Friday night. I mean, we knew coming out of the bye that we were going to face West Coast into Richmond, into Geelong, and great opportunity again for us to come out and play some strong footy and go over to the MCG and get a win.
How is Dave looking at the moment? Is he pretty sore?
He's a bit sore. Yeah, he's a bit sore. So again, we'll have to let that settle overnight and get him some scans and X-rays and things and see exactly what the issue is.
When did that happen, Don? I didn't actually see.
That happened just before three-quarter time, I think. It was probably about 5 minutes before three-quarter time.
And Paul Seedsman's all right? He said he'd come off at one stage, got a bit of strapping on his ankle or leg?
No, as far as I know, I don't have any more detail on that. I'm sorry.
Did you get any players back for next week?
Yeah, we should have available. Riley Knight should be available to play. Now, he hasn't played for a while, so he's probably more likely, through Samford to just get a run under his belt. Sam Gibson should be okay at this stage. And Tom Lynch, who was, obviously came out with that unfortunate concussion at training, he's tracking really well. He's bright and he's up about. He trained this morning, so, subject to the concussion protocol, he should be available as well.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, guys. Good on you.
Thanks, Tom.